What do you think about everything? You monetized on YouTube? You seem monetized on YouTube. You gonna make any reaction videos? Community can use you. You will be ultra squirrely. Hey, keep digging that hole. Hi everyone. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Amber Reid having a meltdown and a breakdown live over YouTube firing her. Then literally, as Amberlynn Reid would say, begging for pennies on Cash App. She was begging her audience if they could just give her a penny. So what she basically doesn't tell you in this live stream is that Amber can reapply to get her job back in 30 days and then in 90 days. She says that she submitted an appeal and it was denied. Amber, how could it possibly not be denied? So Amber's channel is full of content. The majority of her channel is full of content that is against the terms of service. She hasn't even figured out that she can't present that to YouTube. You have to present them a whole different thing. Also, she says that she didn't save any money and everything she has to go to taxes. While we will be discussing this, remember when I kept saying that she's making a huge mistake by not paying her taxes as she goes along? Most people that are self-employed on YouTube, in my opinion, should be paying as they go along. She pays once a year. She's waiting to keep all her money until once a year. So basically, she has no money and Twinkie is in trouble as well and mommy's gonna pay for it. Okay, it's time for you to move in with mommy and stepdaddy and get a real job. By the way, for those of you wondering if she's gonna be okay, yes, I definitely think she's gonna be okay because she claims she's not coming back to YouTube, but I think she will. She will keep coming back to YouTube to get donations. You understand what I'm saying? Just in different ways. If only Amber Reid didn't get banned on PayPal when she had a scam business selling earrings, maybe she could then make money, for example, on TikTok because they pay through PayPal. But she has been banned on so many sites because of her own actions that here we are with the consequences of her actions. So we're going to get into it. But you know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling like I need a blankie. You know, Amber has a blankie for the holidays. Well, now you can too. That's my game show host voice. We need to break up the monotony here of Amber's own consequences. So some people say they like my game show host voice. It comes out only a limited time. A limited time. So if you would like to purchase a blankie, I did find a Kermit blankie. This is my affiliate link. It's inside the video. The product will pop up. Go ahead and buy yourself a blankie this holiday season. We know Ambi needs one. Amber, the majority of your audience is not on your side with this because you did this to yourself. So we're going to get into her entire stream. I'm going to summarize it, give you my opinions on it. As always, everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only. Please don't take anything I say seriously. I'm sharing opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please don't go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited negative comments. Entertainment purposes only. So Amber says that she's currently in the stage of her life where YouTube is no longer her job, and she says that she can't continue to come on here and do Vlogmas. So Vlogmas is off. Surprise, surprise. Do you remember when I told you that she's manipulating you when she says that Vlogmas is coming up? She knew that she wouldn't be doing Vlogmas, but continued to say that it's coming up, manipulation of language, so that when called out on it, she could say, well, I said it was coming up and it is, but I'm not participating in it. Can I blame her for not doing Vlogmas? No, I don't think that she should work for free. I don't think anybody should. Most of us can't afford to do that. But why lie and manipulate? So that's it. She says she's applying for jobs. Please do not talk all at once, sir. Congratulations. You did this to yourself. Okay. So she says that she was mass reported, and what I have to say to that is, if you didn't break the rules for years, you would have kept your job. You were smug and you really alienated your audience. This is what you kept saying when people would give you super chats. Thank you for the money. Who talks like that to people that are giving them money? Like, here's the thing. When people give you a donation, it is true that they gave her a lot of donations to, say, certain things that she didn't want to hear, let's put it this way. But a lot of people gave her donations because they genuinely liked her. The point is, it is a gift to have any of us be watched on YouTube and consumed, our videos consumed on YouTube by our audience. Without my audience, I am nothing on YouTube. Without anyone's audience, people do not have the ability to make money on YouTube. You can be humble in life. You can be thankful, grateful. When you make mistakes, you could do better and acknowledge them. She's done none of that at all, whatsoever. Amber, you were reported because you broke the rules. I want to start this off by telling you two very important things. Number one, Amber's going to try to make you think that the videos that she did, that she was reported for, which is why she's no longer making money on YouTube, were done a very long time ago. Some of them were, but her content, even in her shorts, as recent as a few months ago, as this last month or whatever, it's all against the terms of service. And I said that in my videos. Like, what I don't understand is, Amber, you do know that people understand that your content very recently has been against the TOS. She didn't just break TOS based on what she, lost money for from YouTube, why she was fired from YouTube. She broke all the TOS. And she acknowledged that in her recent videos, saying that YouTube told her that they were, family friendly. What did you think that meant? Okay. Amber has continuously broken the terms of service, not just a long time ago. She knew the content that she was posting was against the TOS and posted it anyways. And now she's pretending that it was only old content. No. By the way, so YouTube is taking these things very seriously, and that's why, they've fired her. But the rule that she was fired for, this has been going on for a long time, not just this year and not just last year, years and years ago, which is why I've been saying, hey, you need to stop making this content, and she wouldn't listen. Okay. Second thing I want to say, she blames reaction channels for everything, and we're going to get to that. But what she says is she would never, ever, ever wish this on reaction channels, and reaction channels need to follow the rules to make sure it doesn't happen to them. Amber, I guess you think that I forgot about all the reaction channels that you help take down. I want to talk about two channels. Now, I'm going to tell you this, all right? I am 100 on what I'm saying, but I'll never be able to prove it to you because obviously I can't go into her account and show you, whoever she was reporting. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. There's two channels in particular. So there was one channel called CXNT. This is a channel that just re-uploaded her Snapchat rants. It wasn't anything serious, okay? And she has an old live stream, Amber does, where she goes after this channel and says all these things that I'm not going to repeat here. My opinion, and I'm 100 on this, is that CXNT hasn't posted in a while. CXNT, she created problems for this channel. The things that Amber said about this channel were wild. I think it's somewhere still on her channel if anybody wants to see it. Amber, you reported that channel. Another channel is Sinatra Says. I know that it was Amber, in my opinion, but I'm 100 on it. She reported him because he said something that she didn't like, and I know exactly what it is. I can't repeat here. But she got him demonetized. And, I believe he's fine right now. He's on a different channel working, and that's great for him. What I'm saying is, Amber, these are just two channels that I'm 100 that you took down. By the way, there were a whole bunch of other channels that she reported that couldn't make money in apathetic facts. That's actually a fact. You know why? Because she gave apathetic facts a whole bunch of copyright strikes. And then when that didn't work, she reported apathetic facts for something else. And then apathetic facts was not making money and was not able to re-enter the YouTube partner program for months. If you think I forgot about that, I did not, Amber. Look, I would never celebrate anyone losing their job. And I'm not celebrating her losing her job because I understand. Listen, it's the worst when you lose your job. I get it. and I didn't want her to lose her job despite my disdain for her actions. But Amber, you definitely went after apathetic facts. When the copyright strikes didn't work, you know what you did. You reported them in another way. And you've gone after Bottle, the other channel. And she's also gotten a bunch of other channels to not make money for months while they reapplied to the partner program. Anyone that used a lot of her content, which is why I don't use her content. Amber, you're not innocent in all of this. You are, honestly, it's time to say it, you're getting back what you put out. You were so mean-spirited to your audience, and you've gone after tons of reaction channels. When you blame reaction channels for your problems now, it's just ridiculous. You dare say that, oh, I hope this doesn't happen to reaction channels? What about all the reaction channels you took down? And the thing about Sinatra Says and CXNT, I don't have a piece of paper to prove it, but I promise you, I just have a feeling here, okay? I haven't been wrong. Haven't been wrong since I started talking about her, that it was her. Never mind that all the examples that there's proof for, Apathetic Facts and Bottle, and all the other channels. Here's the thing. In your settings, in your I don't know if it's in advanced settings, but it's like on the back end of YouTube when you're going into your channel. There is actually a thing that says content, like you can detect your content. I'm going to post like a screenshot, like from my channel so you could see. That's what she used to do. She used to go into that part and go after channels. Amber, I would not go down this road if I were you. You've messed with a lot of people's livelihoods. And now this has happened to you. But reaction channels didn't do this to you, so how dare you go on to blame them? Amber admits that she's been, quote, horrific with money. She says that her savings are only for her taxes. Remember how I said, how will she pay her taxes? She says that she's pretty much spent all her money. Yes, she paid her bills, but all her hobbies are expensive and she pretty much doesn't have any money left. And she says she has regrets. She wishes she behaved differently towards the money. Remember when you used to say, thank you for the money? I guess now you're saying thank you for the Cash App. And speaking of the Cash App, so she literally starts begging people on the live stream for pennies. She said if anyone could just send her 1 penny to her Cash App. That's what she actually said. Amber, just get a job. Just go out there and get a job, Amber, honestly. So she then says that her cameos are 40% off and pretty much she has no money. She then mentions Twinkie is getting surgery on Friday. And she says that her mom and grandma offered, quote, offered to pay for the surgery. I think she begged her grandma and her mom, especially her grandma, to pay for Twinkie's surgery. I'm sending Twinkie all of my best prayers and thoughts and wishes. Hopefully Twinkie will be okay. The thing is, Amber, I don't believe you that your mommy offered to pay for the surgery. Your mom, doubtful that she can do it. Her mother said on one of Amber's live streams that she cannot afford a protein drink. And you're making her pay for Twinkie's surgery. Amber, when you have 3 pets, even when you have 1 or 2, when you have multiple pets, it is your responsibility to have savings for their medical needs. Why didn't you have any savings for their medical needs? Okay. Your pets need to be rehomed. Once Twinkie recovers and all, your pets need to be rehomed. Not only can you not take care of your pets, but you have demonstrated to me personally on this website that you cannot take care of animals in general. And now you're making your grandma and your mom pay. So the really interesting thing about Amber saying that she's been really bad with money and doesn't have any money is that she's lied for years, if anybody here remembers, and has said that she's amazing with money. She says she knows how to save and she has a bunch of money saved. Amber, why did you lie so greatly to your audience? See, that's why it's hard to have sympathy for a person that continues to deceive. How she's going to be selling her vlog camera, selling all of her, pretty much expensive belongings like her $1,000 vlogging camera. Amber, it was ridiculous that you bought it in general. I think she bought that camera just to write it off on her taxes. And she's going to be selling all of her expensive belongings. She's out here looking for jobs. I personally don't think you're going to get a job. And if you do get a job, you're not going to be able to sustain being there because you have to show up at a job. Should have been showing up to YouTube. All the times that she did not show up to her YouTube job have come back to haunt her. And she's like, oh, I know I didn't always show up as much as I should have, but at least I showed up. Amber, that's not a job. That's a semi-vacation. You got very lucky with YouTube and you took it for granted. You disrespected your audience and you wouldn't listen to people who tried to save your job. If only you had listened to them. She says that there are positives to her getting a job and applying for jobs. She's going to meet different people. She's going to be like a regular person now. You know what? I don't understand. Why doesn't she do some other websites, like only, something or other? Why doesn't she do that website? She can just make basic vlogs and videos and put it on that website. There's no rule saying that you can't make, vlogs on there, go to that platform. I suspect it's because she doesn't think that people will pay enough for it. But if I were her, I would definitely be applying to regular jobs. You know what job I think she might, and the emphasis in the word might, this is a vocabulary channel, might be able to do, like maybe like something with customer service where she can work from home and stuff like that. Like obviously not the court reporting job that you were trying to get. Amber, let's just think of reality here, okay? Let's welcome ourselves to reality. She wants to be a court reporter. Girl, bye, okay? My Kermit's going to be a court reporter. My point is, at Denny's at 3 a.m., my point is that she needs to start small and she also needs to definitely go to another paid platform. I don't know, a lot of people will pay for it, but you can't just completely give up. You obviously refuse to rehome your 3 pets, which is what you need to do, but who's going to pay for all of their needs? This is why I always said she should not have pets, okay? She says that, she doesn't think it's fair that reaction channels re-uploaded her content and YouTube is not punishing them. Listen, I have already talked about this before. My advice to any reaction channel that has any of her offending content is to delete it. And she basically says that she doesn't like asking people for money, but she doesn't want, she doesn't know what to do. She's in a bad situation. Okay. She says that a part of her regrets sharing her journey. Oh, please, you regret losing your job. That's it. She talks a lot about how people in forums wanted to report her. Amber, the thing is this, and this is the bottom line. If you followed the rules and deleted your offending content, there would be nothing to report. And that's just the truth, okay? Take responsibility for your own behavior. She says that YouTube is changing a lot, and while I technically do agree with that, YouTube has had a lot of these rules in place for years. I know I've been talking about this for at least 3 years. Also, she says that she was just posting her journey and she never posted something where she thought that she was doing something wrong, like she thought she was doing something right. Amber, you posted what you knew would get the most amount of views. Can I blame you for that? No, but you need to take responsibility for continuously going against the TOS. If you remember a certain video that she did with Beck a really long time ago, that video was, definitely restricted for her years and years and years ago. That should have been her wake-up call. Okay, so she says that she's been having people tell her that she needs to be transparent. And she says that it's hard for her to be transparent on YouTube.
Thanks for nothing.
Comes naturally to her because she instantly knows how to act. And she says that she has a wall up. Okay, let's just stop right there. Amber, the reason that you are creating this story is because you have deceived your audience about little things, big things. You've deceived your audience for years. You claim you have a wall up, but basically, this is what it's about. A long time ago, she used to show a lot of stuff. People criticized her for it and told her how badly she treats others. And then she didn't want you to know how badly she treated others, so she started deceiving you. That's what this is about. It's not about a wall, okay? Just stop, all right? This is about her not wanting all of this time to tell you that YouTube fired her and she's not making money. Okay. She then compares herself and says, oh, what if you had a coworker that used to bring you joy, but every time you were around them, they nitpicked you. And so I deal with this every day and, this happens to me. Okay. All right. So she mentions that people talk about how she doesn't shower, and it's fantastic that out of everything, out of this whole entire experience of her losing her job on YouTube, she's learned absolutely nothing and continues to talk about the showering. Amber, I'm going to answer this for the billionth time. I personally, sweetheart, I don't care about your hygiene. It really doesn't matter to me, and it's a petty topic per se. I know some of you always come here and you say to me, that I should care about this because it affects others' belongings and others, in her space. And I get that. But since I am not in her space, I myself personally don't care. Yes, I care about the people around her, but let's just be clear. They make a choice to be around her. They don't have to be around her, okay? But I've been driven wayward. My point here is this.
Nurse, clear my schedule.
Amber, for you to mention that people talk to you about not showering during one of the most important times of your life when you've lost your income is wild to me. People talk about your hygiene because numerous girlfriends have come out and stated that you do not care for your own hygiene and you didn't shower while you were with them. That is why people say that. The fact that that is number one thing on your minds when you talk about being talked about on the internet is wild. Amber, you posted your very own video where you said that you didn't shower for a year. Now, I'm just being as fair as possible here. Do you think it's fair enough to say that people tell Amber that she doesn't really shower a lot because she's come to the internet, made $1,000 off of a video in which she told us that she didn't shower for a year? Gee, Amber, do you think it's possible that people talk about you not showering because you're the one that came on the internet and said that you didn't shower for a year? Do you think maybe the person to blame for the shower rumors is you when it's not a rumor at all and you told us that you didn't shower? Sweetheart, shower, don't shower. Darling, I don't judge you because it doesn't matter to me. But that's all she's learned. I'm telling you, that's all she's taken away from this experience. That reaction channels are bad, and that, yes, she showers and she wants you to know it. Even in the last video on YouTube, she wants you to know it. Okay, as far as her being nitpicked all the time, let me tell you something. I deal with what she deals with every day. I will admit, not on the scale that she is dealing it with, not on such a grander scale, and that is because I do not perform the type of behaviors that she does. I don't treat people in my private life badly. I'm not sitting here and deceiving my audience on a daily basis, okay? So yes, we get treated differently because we act differently, Amber. But using myself as an example, because I know what I deal with on YouTube, every single day, people say stuff to me that I don't like. But this has been going on for what, like 12 years now? It's part of the job. Do you ever hear me complain about? No, because it's like a random Tuesday, random Wednesday, random Thursday. That's how it is here. Part of being a public figure is having people, first of all, misunderstand you. Second of all, having people lie about you, tremendously lie about you. And third of all, people just not liking your content and creating stories about you. That's what happens to every single reaction channel. I really hate to break this to you, but every single reaction channel and anyone with any type of a decent sized platform on YouTube goes through what Amber goes through, just on different scales. And again, Amber, if you want less criticism, do less bad things. Follow me for more brilliant advice, like common sense. If you want to be treated well, treat others well. That's how it is. So you complaining about how she also says she's not the girl she once was. Yeah, whatever. I'm still the girl I was when I was at Denny's at 3 a.m. My Kermit said, hey, I smell great, and I was happy. And Amber, this is all fun and games, but do you think that at some point you could take things seriously? Even at this moment, when she is in the worst time of her life, she still needs to mention that she showers. AKA, you've learned nothing. My general point in saying all this nonsense is to tell you, we all on YouTube deal with people saying negative things to us every day in our comments. Remember, you have been super ungrateful and you haven't listened to a single thing that any of the reaction channels, she trashes reaction channels. She says they're so terrible. But the reaction channels told you to stop breaking the rules because we still wanted you to keep your job. If only you had listened to me or to anyone else that told you to stop doing this. But you didn't. Okay. The bad reaction channels that she speaks of are the ones that tried to save her job. Okay. So basically, she says that she knows she has supporters, but reaction channels have created a safe space and community of saying certain things about her that she doesn't like, and this has led to bad things in her life. What she really means by saying that, it's exactly what I told you the other day in my video. Remember I told you that I have a feeling, it's just my opinion, but I'm 100 on it, that she doesn't blame herself for breaking the terms of service, that she blames reaction channels. I could tell you right now, I wouldn't report her. For what? I've always said, hey, your content is against the TOS, Amber. You need to stop making this type of content. You need to stop doing this. Please stop doing this. You're going to get in trouble. But to blame reaction channels, but I told you that she believed that it was the haters and the reaction channels. It had nothing to do with that. Amber, blame yourself for consistently and constantly, posting content that's against the TOS. You know you did. You posted content against the TOS, okay? So she basically doesn't really take any responsibility. She's putting it on the reaction channels. Listen, Amber, the community that you have cultivated is a reaction to your behavior. If you behave differently, there would be no community cultivated by the behavior. How come people don't make a million videos every day about how dumb I am? Because that would be boring, right? Seriously. It depends on the person's behavior. Okay. So basically, she blames reaction channels. She says, like in the live stream, I always told myself I can get through it. I always told myself because it's my job, my passion. I love YouTube. I love talking to you guys. I love hearing, myself talk. She actually says this. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever you say, Lynn Reid. Look, Amber, you told yourself that you could get through it because of the hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands that you made a month. You got through what? Going all the way to the bank. Amber, it is very difficult for me to have a sympathy bone for you and to have sympathy for you when I told you for years to stop making the content that you were making. When I warned you for years and I was like, hey, you're going to get yourself into trouble. Why do you keep posting content that's against the TOS? You heard all the reaction channels say that I wasn't the only one, and you ignored us, and now you're blaming us. Why? Because we tried to save your job? I'm going to keep saying this throughout the video. Reaction channels actually tried to save her job and she didn't listen to us. It's okay that she doesn't like reaction channels. That's actually the average reaction that she should have to reaction channels. But just because the source is someone you don't like doesn't mean their message isn't legit. And that's a lesson that she needs to learn. Amber, blame yourself. Stop blaming reaction channels, okay? She basically does these analogies. She thinks she got a literary channel. Like, oh, if you were once allowed to do something and you did it, and then, like you were no longer allowed to do it. She's basically saying that she's being punished for videos that she made years ago. And then she said, I'm going to gracefully accept YouTube's decision. You're going to gracefully accept YouTube's decision. It's taking you 3 live streams to even acknowledge that you lost your job. Gracefully accepting YouTube's decision by blaming reaction channels. As far as you being punished for videos that you did a long time ago, that's a bunch of nonsense and that is a blatant lie. A few months ago, she made a video talking about how she couldn't afford certain medication. That's not why her video was taken down. I'm saying that so some of you will remember the video that I'm talking about. It was just a few months ago, okay? And in that video, she said other things, and that video was taken down for violating terms of service, not for her not being able to afford the medication, for something else she said in the video. My point is, that's a pure and great example of how she's lying to you. She's not being punished for videos that she made years ago only. Amber, you had a video taken down. You had a few recent videos taken down a few months ago. You were told they were against the TOS. You know why she's telling you that most of her older videos were taken down and none of the new ones? She's trying to pretend that she did not break the terms of service recently, but she did. And by the way, this is basic common sense. Okay, what I'm about to say. When you have older videos, and most YouTubers know this, and if she didn't know this, then she wasn't following the rules of her job. When you make old videos, when you have old videos in your catalog that were created during different terms of service eras, right? You have to delete them now, because anything on your channel from the past that was made during a different time when it was allowed to, it will and can be taken down, and you can and will get in trouble for it. So you have to remove it permanently, delete it off your channel. She knew that and refused to do it out of hubris. Pride goeth before a very long fall. She still won't take down her older videos that are against the TOS. Why doesn't anybody go and respectfully ask her, Amber, why don't you go and take down all of your old videos that are against the TOS? It's because she still, to this day, doesn't think she's done anything wrong. But I just wanted to tell you, she's 100% lying when she tells you that it's only her older content that's been taken down. And oh, she made mistakes a long time ago. She made videos that were within the terms of service years ago, but now they're not. No, she had a few videos taken down recently, a few months ago. Also, let me put it to you in the simplest terms possible. If you have a video that's taken down by YouTube and they are telling you, hey, this is against the TOS, what you're supposed to do is not repeat the behavior. She has had videos taken down for years. She would, by my calculations, she's had 1 to 2 videos at least taken down a year for TOS violations. She didn't say anything usually, and she knew they were against TOS, and she continued to repeat the behavior. So, as far as this live stream, she also apologizes to her audience that she says really supports her. She's sorry because she knows it's a little bit off-putting, pretty much, for like a YouTuber that you like to leave. Well, I think your audience, even the people that like you, understand that you have continuously broke the terms of service. You knew what you were doing was wrong and you did it anyways. You did it in a smug way, duper's delight. You felt you were getting away with things and you really upset your audience, okay? So that's great that you apologized. Maybe you mean it, maybe you don't. I think she's just sorry that it's over for her for now, temporarily. The other issue is a lot of you have been asking me in the comment section what's going on with her swap, because she was going to do some collab in December. She says that she cannot afford the shipping anymore, so it's probably not going to happen. And shock of all shocks, no Vlogmas, no nothing. So I wish you luck, Amber. I'm sure you'll be back on YouTube very, very soon. This is not the last time that y'all are going to see Amber on YouTube. All you can say here is that it is sad that she had such a fantastic opportunity to make great money. She talks about how, she never had anything and then she had things. It's sad that you had this fantastic opportunity and you wasted it. It's sad that you did pointless, shopping hauls instead of saving money for your pets. It's sad that Rarity, unfortunately, isn't with us anymore. It's sad that Gracie isn't with us anymore. It's sad that you can't see that you have gotten back the energy that you put out about your pets. I think a lot of people were really upset with her, the way that she treated Beck, the way that she treated her animals, especially Rarity, and the energy that you have been putting out for years has come back to you. It's sad that her opportunity to actually save money and her opportunity to actually, you know, sustain herself has been taken away from her only because of how she acted at her job. If you treated people better that were on YouTube and your audience, and if you saved money, you wouldn't be in this situation. Because I definitely think that your audience has a lot to do with what happens to you on YouTube, but ultimately it is your fault that you uploaded content that was against TOS and you wouldn't listen to any of us. So for now, Amber says that she's not going to upload to YouTube, but I think this is nonsense. She will continue to upload to YouTube. I see she's made numerous community page posts since her big goodbye to YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to look at them in another video. All right. That's about it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts, comments, and questions in the comments down below. I want to thank you all so very much for watching today. Thank you so much for your time. Check out this video that's popping up here on a similar topic, and I will see you next time. Bye.